Welcome in, everyone. We have Ozone baseball now here on JockJive.com. This is a game between the Mariners and the Braves. We had a quick transition over from we were just doing Miners baseball. Now we're over here doing Ozone baseball. We're just getting started here. Still getting situated a little bit on the lineup, so forth. But and the Mariners are up to bat first, and that's going to be a rip from Karen Najak, and he's going to be down at first base with a leadoff single. Oh, he actually got out at first, so he hit that one up the middle. First out of the inning, first out of the game, as we have playoff Ozone baseball between the Mariners and the Braves. His first pitch comes in. Good hit there by Mariners batter Brandon Higgins. That one goes to the outfield, and he's going to be on base with the single. First hit of the game for the Mariners, and their first runner is going to be on. Pitching, starting pitcher for the Braves today is going to be Dalton Williams. Got that first out of the inning. Now the Mariners get their first base runner off the single. Next up is going to be Mikey Rizzuto, number 99. Or number 5. Higgins, number 99, is on first with the single. And that's a strike in from Braves pitcher Dalton Williams. The lineup for the Mariners looks like this. Leading off is Cameron Najak, then Brandon Higgins, Mikey Rizzuto, Ethan Higgins, Travis Clark, Josh Hill, Ethan Carnell, Austin Reese, and then Nicholas Cardno. Cordero. So we have 1 on, 1 out here in the top of the first. Ozone baseball, playoff baseball here on JockJive.com. I'm Anthony Crum in place of Mike Rideout. As he sent me here today to call these games in Spring Hill. This is my third game of the day. We did two minor league games before this, and now we're over here and we have 2 Ozone games to try to go through. Next pitch in to Rizzuto is low. Swung over top of it for strike. One out, 1 on for the Mariners. Stealing second. And Brandon Higgins is going to be on second. Good steal there by the third baseman. Jeff Higgins is the manager for this Mariners team. They're sponsored by Cheyenne Associates. The Braves are sponsored by the McMurdo Family Vision Care. That was a strikeout thrown by pitcher Dalton Williams as Mikey Rizzuto goes down swinging. Number 9, Ethan Higgins, is going to be up now with 2 outs in the top of the first. That pitch gets behind the catcher for the Braves. Catching is Raymond Groshik. And that gets behind him, and the runner from second is going to advance for third for the Mariners. And they are going to have a chance to play an early run in this game. Pitch coming in from Williams, swung on, hit to the first baseman, great catch, and that's going to end the top of our first. There was no runs on one hit for the Mariners. And coming up next, the Braves are going to be at bat.
Okay, yeah, Billy's over. I'm doing the score again. Oh, okay, cool.
You are listening to Ozone Playoff Baseball here on JockJive.com.
$72,000 scholarships awarded to deserving high school seniors throughout the 11 states in which Dixie Youth Baseball is played. Any high school senior who has played Dixie Youth Baseball is eligible to apply for a scholarship. The Dixie Youth Scholarship Program, just one of the good things that are a part of this program. What makes Dixie Youth Baseball different? Well, one good rule is required participation. During the local season, every player on every team is required to play in every game, and all tournament players are required to bat at least once in every game. It's not a perfect rule, but it's much more than most youth baseball organizations, and it allows each baseball player to be an active participant. Just being a part of each win or loss means so much to the child. They just want to belong, and Dixie Youth Baseball sees to it that they do by making this a regular rule. We think this is a step in the right direction, the child's direction. We invite your support and contributions to the Dixie Youth Scholarship Fund. Offering financial assistance to hundreds of former players was not accomplished easily. Funds for these scholarships came from many sources, including donations. We ask you to consider making a contribution and, by doing so, help more graduates from Dixie Youth Leagues to continue their education. All money collected for the Scholarship Fund is given for scholarships. No funds are kept for administrative purposes. If you would in knowing more about the scholarship program, contact one of the officials at this tournament. They will provide information and explain what to do. On behalf of those who have received scholarships in the past years, may we express our appreciation for your support of the scholarship program. Thanks to you, it's working.
Welcome back to Ozone Baseball here. Dixie Youth Baseball Ozone playoff action between the Mariners and the Braves. The Mariners went down without a run in that top of the first. And now the Braves are up to bat trying to plate the first run of this game here in the bottom of the first. Pitching for the Mariners is going to be number 9, Ethan Higgins, and leading off for the Braves is number 4, Andrew Ward. Andrew Ward leading off for this Braves team. Mariners got one hit in their top of the first, but were unable to bring that hit around to score. Pitch coming in from Higgins right over the heart of the plate for be strike 3. Ward goes down looking for the first out of the bottom of the first. Dalton Williams, number 6, is the second hitter. He's also the pitcher today. We'll go through the lineup real quick. The third batter is number 3, Brady McMurdo. 4th, number 18, Raymond Groschek. 5th, number 7, Jacob Barnum. 7th, number 1, Humano Persad. Number 8, number 9, Brett Jung. Number 10 is number 2, Brian Jones. Dalton Williams got hit with the pitch, and now he's going to be down at first base. That pitch in from Ethan Higgins just too far inside. First base runner for the Braves today. That's going to bring up number 3, Brady McMurdo, the second baseman. As Brady McMurdo is up to bat, stealing second without a throw is going to be Dalton Williams. And that's strike 3 by Ethan Higgins as he gets that pitch right by Brady McMurdo. As he strikes out, second strikeout of the inning for the Mariners pitcher Ethan Higgins. 2 outs now, bottom of the first, as the Mariners are trying to put up a 0. Number 18, Raymond Groszczyk, the catcher, is going to be at the plate trying to get a hit. As the pitch comes in to Raymond. Too far inside for a ball. Runner standing on second for the Braves is Dalton Williams. He got hit by a pitch and then stole. Batter is number 18, Raymond Groszczyk. He's batting with 2 down here in the bottom of the first as the Braves are trying to scratch the first run across in this game. We're just getting started here with Ozone Baseball. If you know someone out there playing, you can feel free to text in a shout out to 410-903-2715. I'll go ahead and read the shout out as runner tries to take third is Dalton Williams, and he's going to be almost thrown out at third base, but the ball got away from the third baseman, Brandon Higgins, and safe at third. Saying you can text in your shout out to 410-903-2715, and I'll read it so you can just tell me who you are, where you're from, and who you're rooting for. So we can go ahead and let these kids out here know that someone out there is cheering for them. As Higgins checks the runner at third. Raymond Groszczyk, number 18, at the plate. Count is 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs here, bottom 1. Higgins, Brandon, Ethan Higgins, all game between the Mariners and the Braves. You are listening to playoff baseball, Ozone Baseball, here on JockJive.com.
Sportsmanship is one of the goals of Dixie Youth Baseball. At times, we see good sportsmanship displayed by everyone, except for some adults. We feel that as adults, regardless of whether or not they're active in the program, they're supposed to set a good example. Everyone can do this as they sit in the stands cheering for their favorite team. Be a good example of sportsmanship. Yell for, not against a team. In this way, you can set a good example of sportsmanship. Fans are as much a part of the game as the umpires, so be a good fan by cheering for your team and not against the other. The Sportsmanship Award is one of the most coveted awards to be won at this Dixie Youth Baseball Tournament. Sportsmanship is playing hard to win, but realizing all cannot become winners. It is being a gracious loser and even more a gracious winner. Good sportsmanship involves such matters as fair play, keen rivalry, but careful observance of the rules, courtesy, and a generous attitude toward an opponent. To be considered for an award for sportsmanship, a team must, 1, demonstrate good conduct and positive attitude by all players and coaches, both on and off the field. Number 2, be prompt and participate in all scheduled activities throughout the tournament. 3, have fans that show good conduct and attitude toward umpires and opposing teams. And 4, be neat in appearance and dress of both team at all times. We ask all in attendance here at this Dixie Youth Tournament join the coaches and players in making these qualifications the rule of behavior while attending these tournament games. Let's make this year a wonderful year of fun and great memories.
Welcome back, everyone. This is Ozone Baseball, Ozone Playoff Baseball on JockJive.com as we are headed into the top of the second. Mariners coming back up to bat. Number 35, Travis Clark, is going to be the first batter for the Mariners. Leading off this second after we had a scoreless first inning. A lot of strikeouts in that first inning. Ethan Higgins for the Mariners was able to strike out all 3 Braves. Strikeouts for Mariners in that top of the first. We're still 0-0. This is playoff baseball, so you win, you move on. You lose, you go home. So an intense battle brewing here between the Mariners and the Braves. It's 0-0, top of the second. Pitching for the Braves is Dalton Williams. Did a good job in that first inning to not let any runs come across. He's trying to put another 0 up on the board with Travis Clark leading off for this Mariners team. He swings through that one right underneath it for the second strike. 3 balls, 1 strike. Swung right through. Count moves to full, 3-2. Three balls, 2 strikes. Payoff pitch coming inside to Travis Clark, and he takes that one outside. Ball 4. Mariners get a base runner with no outs. As Clark gets sent down to first, number 8, Josh Hill, up to bat now. First Ozone game of the day for us here at JockJive. As there's a rundown between first and second with Travis Clark there. He got picked off trying to steal second and then gets caught in the rundown, and then he gets caught out for the first out of the inning, and that's going to erase that leadoff walk. Good job there by Dalton Williams, the pitcher, to catch Travis Clark leaning too far off first base. So now 1 out now, top of the second. Still 0-0 between the Mariners and the Braves. As number 8, Josh Hill, swings through that pitch. That pitch too far off the plate. 1-1 the count. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pitch coming into Josh Hill, and he has to get out of the way of that one, and that's going to be a ball. 2 balls, 1 strike. Two and 1 the count now to Josh Hill. After the Mariners got a leadoff walk, but that was erased after a great play by the pitcher for the Braves as Hill makes great contact with that one and gets it all the way to the fence. But good job by the center fielder of the Braves to get that one back in quickly and hold that hit to a single. Josh Hill with the single. And that's going to give the Mariners now a base runner with 1 out here in the top of the second. Bringing up number 1, Ethan Carnow. First plate appearance for Carnow here. Early in this one, we're in the top of the second, 0-0 pitching duel so far going on between Dalton Williams for the Braves and Ethan Higgins for the Mariners. Mariners got a leadoff walk from Travis Clark, but he was caught in a rundown and caught out in between first and second base. So that base runner was erased. Strike 2. 1 ball, 1 strike now into Ethan Carnow. It's a hot and muggy afternoon here in Spring Hill. Had some rain yesterday that's really brought the humidity around. As we're getting close to those dog days of summer here in Florida. But no rain in sight today. That's a good thing, so we can play baseball here in Spring Hill. Not just any baseball. We got playoff baseball, Ozone baseball between the Mariners and 0-0, top of the second. The runner on first for the Braves. 3 balls, 1 strike into Ethan Carnow from pitcher Dalton Williams, and he takes ball 4. So that's 3 straight that reach for this Mariners team. Travis Clark walked but then got caught out on the base pass. So now Josh Hill stands at second and Ethan Carnow stands at first after the walk. Austin Reese, number 6, going to be the batter for the Mariners. As the Mariners are trying to get a run here in the top of the second and break this 0-0 tie. That pitch in from Williams goes over the head of Reese and behind the catcher. Both runners advance. Leaving now a runner at second and third for Austin Reese. 2 in scoring position. He has a chance to do some damage here and get the Mariners on the board with only 1 out here in the top of the second. Reese swings through that one, makes contact with it, but the count is 1-1. One and 1 the count. Runner at second and third for the Mariners. That one's too low. Austin Reese looking out over the field. Sees 2 runners in scoring position. Only 1 out here in the second. This one gets past the catcher, but no one can advance. 3 balls, 1 strike. Into Austin Reese. That one's a walk.
Hey, Joe, who's doing that?
That's going to load the bases for the Mariners. After that walk from Austin Reese, that's going to bring up Nicholas Cordero. Number 7, the bottom of the order. Is he just going to try to turn the lineup over, maybe get a hit and bring home a run? No place to put him, as Dalton Williams has now walked 3 in this inning and given up a single to Josh Hill. And the bases are loaded with 1 out for the Braves. For the Mariners, trying to score, the Braves have loaded them up. 1 out, top 2. Nicholas Cordero trying to bring him home. First pitch coming in from Williams. That one's over the heart of the plate. First strike 1. Good pitch in there from Williams after he's lost command a little bit. 0-1 pitch comes in for strike 2. Williams finding the strike zone now, and he's put 2 straight strikes on Cordero, and Cordero's out 0-2. This could be a big out for the Braves if they're able to pick it up. And swung right over top of it. Number 7, Nicholas Cordero, goes down swinging for the second strikeout of the inning. That's going to reset the lineup for Cameron Najak. Big out there by Dalton Williams. He was able to get those 3 pitch past Cordero. And get the second out of the inning. Now he's just 1 away from getting out of this jam and not letting up any runs to the Mariners. First pitch into Najak, fouled off behind him. Strike 1. No balls, 1 strike coming into Najak. Great hit there by Najak down the left field line, rolls all the way to the fence. The Braves left fielder has some trouble getting it in, and that's going to be a bases clearing double for Najak. 3 RBIs on the double for Najak, and he breaks this game open. 3-0, the Mariners now lead the Braves. Three to 0 after that big 3-RBI double from Najak. It's going to bring up number 99, Brandon Higgins, as Dalton Williams was just 1 out away from getting out of that bases loaded jam. He struck out 1 guy, Nicholas Cordero, but then couldn't get the top of the order, Cameron Najak, as he roped a double down the left field line. He stands out there on second base. All 3 RBIs. All 3 of those runs batted in belong to him. Next pitch comes into Higgins. Higgins hits it to the second baseman who flips it over to first, and that's going to end this inning. But not after the Mariners can plate 3 runs on just 2 hits and a few walks. Mariners are able to break this playoff game open now in the top of the second. We're headed to the bottom of the second with the Mariners leading the Braves 3-0. You are listening to playoff baseball, playoff Ozone baseball here on JockJive.com.
Every league in Dixie Youth Baseball sets their sights each year on the Dixie Youth Baseball World Series. In August, champions in the Majors Division, the AAA Division, or the Ozone Division from each state compete for the #1 position in Dixie Youth Baseball. Why not combine your vacation with a week of championship youth baseball at the Dixie Youth World Series? Are you aware of the scholarship program available to participants in Dixie Youth Baseball? Hundreds of men and women have won scholarships and used them to help pay for their education after graduating from high school. 70 $2,000 scholarships were given away this year. To apply for a scholarship, you must be a senior in high school, complete the application, and mail it by March 1st to be considered for one of these awards. If you played Dixie Youth Baseball in past years and you will be a senior in high school next year, we encourage you to think about this opportunity. Many are glad they did. Are you aware of the scholarship program? Dixie Youth Baseball is dedicated to building the youth within our community to become responsible citizens tomorrow. The real goal of the program is to teach fair play, honesty, and love of God and country. Those who play Dixie Youth Baseball are generally better for life as a result of the lessons they learn in how to meet and accept as members of a team and in the game of competition. Help us in the Dixie Youth program by offering your services as an adult volunteer. Lend a hand to our youth. There's no greater calling.
Welcome back, everyone, to Dixie Youth Baseball Ozone action here. Ozone playoff action between the Mariners and the Braves. The Mariners were able to explode for 3 runs in the top of that second inning, capped by a 2-out, 3 RBI double by Cameron Najak. And now Ethan Higgins is going to retake the mound after striking out 3 people in that top of the first to try to put up a 0 for his Mariners team after they spotted him the 3-0 lead. The Braves are going to try to have something to say about that as they are looking to respond after giving up those 3 runs. Leading off for the Braves is going to be Jacob Barnum, number 7. And that's strike 3. 4 strikeouts now by Ethan Higgins, and Jacob Barnum goes down looking. That's going to bring up, I'm going to try to say it once, just for good measure, Humanol Persad, but his teammates and his coaches lovingly call him H, so that's what we're going to go with. Number 1 for the Braves, a.k.a. H. He steps in. He watched that first pitch go for a ball. Ball 1. If you want to text in a shout out, don't forget, you can send it to 410-903-2715, and I'll get it and read it and let the players know that you're cheering for them out there on the diamond. So let me know who you are, where you're from, who you're cheering for, so I can send them out to you. One out here in the top of the first. One out here in the bottom of the second. Top of the first. I'm going way back. We're one out here in the bottom of the second. Mariners lead 3-0 over the Braves. All the outs for the Braves have come off strikeouts as Ethan Higgins is dealing on that mound for the Mariners. And there's another strikeout. 5 strikeouts for Ethan Higgins. No one has put the ball in play so far. The only base runner the Braves have had today was Dalton Williams, who was hit by a pitch. Andrew Ward, Brady McMurdo, Raymond Groschek, Jacob Barnum, and H have all struck out against Ethan Higgins, who's up there ringing up these Braves hitters. Number 9, Brett Jung, going to be at the plate for the Braves, and he swings under that high heater from Ethan Higgins. 2 outs now, bottom second, as Higgins is trying to put up a 0 after his Mariners spotted him 3 runs. Three and 0, the lead the Mariners have over the Braves. Brett Jung swings underneath another one, and that's going to be strike 2. Can't lay off that high heat. He's unable to catch up to it. And Ethan Higgins is just going to keep throwing it if Jung keeps swinging at it. And that one just drops into the strike zone for strike 3. 6 outs, 6 strikeouts for Ethan Higgins as he's on the mound dealing for this Mariners team. We're headed to the top of the third. Mariners leading the Braves 3-0. You're listening to playoff baseball, playoff Ozone baseball here on JockJive.com.
The official sports web streaming provider of Dixie Youth Baseball is JockJive.com. Now, you don't have to miss the big game, whether in another part of the state or another part of the world. Catch Dixie Youth Baseball on JockJive.com, and when the game is over, the joy of listening and watching the coverage has just begun, because every game broadcast by JockJive is now archived at its conclusion. Plus, you can catch the game on your mobile phone or iPad. JockJive.com, the next best thing to being there. Dixie Youth Baseball fans, did you know that in this season there were $72,000 scholarships awarded to deserving high school seniors throughout the 11 states in which Dixie Youth Baseball is played? Any high school senior who has played Dixie Youth Baseball is eligible to apply for a scholarship. The Dixie Youth Scholarship Program, just one of the good things that are a part of this program.
Youth Baseball, Ozone playoff baseball here between the Mariners and the Braves. Back out on the mound for the Braves is Dalton Williams, as he gave up 3 runs in that top of the second inning. He walked 3 batters and then gave up a 2-out, 3 RBI double to Cameron Najak. And that's why our lead and score sits at 3-0. Leading off for the Mariners is going to be number 5, Mikey Rizzuto, as he looks at that pitch inside 1-1. That one right over the heart of the plate. We have a shout out coming in. Let's go. We love you, Mom and Dad. If you want to send a shout out to someone that you're watching playing, send it to 410-903-2715. Go ahead and read it and shout out the player that you're watching. This is playoff baseball here in Spring Hill in the Ozone division. This game between the Mariners and the Braves. The Mariners have jumped out to the 3-0 lead. Braves have been unable to get anything going on the offensive side of the ball because they've been unable to figure out the pitcher for the Mariners, Ethan Higgins, who struck out 6 through 2 innings. Every out has been a strikeout so far. Leadoff walk for the Mariners. Rizzuto is going to take his free base to lead off this 3rd inning. And that's going to bring up that pitcher I was just talking about, Ethan Higgins, has a chance to start a rally a little bit as he's dealing on the mound Definitely would like to give himself some more breathing room. 1 ball, no strikes to Higgins. Runner on first is Rizzuto after the leadoff walk given up by Dalton Williams. Again, that pitch was off the plate. Williams falls behind Higgins. 2 balls, no strikes. Top 3, Mariners lead the Braves 3-0. That one catches the corner for a strike. 2 balls, 1 strike. Into Higgins. Williams trying to get an out on the opposing pitcher that's towing the rubber against him today. Pickoff play there at first, but they're unable to get Rizzuto. So we reset at 2 balls, 1 strike. The runner on first with no outs. Mariners lead this game 3-0 after they put up 3 in the top of the second. Good cut there by Higgins, but he gets underneath that one and fouls it straight back. Count moves to 2-2. Two ball, 2 strike pitch coming in from Dalton Williams. Higgins makes contact with that one, and it looks like it's going to find a hole between the first baseman and the right fielder. Higgins is going to be on first with a single. Rizzuto is going to make it from first to third on that single, and the Mariners again in the top of the third have something going on as they try to extend this lead. They're already leading the Braves 3-0. Travis Clark is going to be at bat now. He led off the top of the second with a walk and was later picked off in between first and second. We'll see if he can do some damage this time with a runner. 1 bag away from plating a run is no throw as Higgins is able to take second easily as that ball got behind the catcher for the Braves. Two runners in scoring position now after Higgins takes second. And Travis Clark is going to be hit by the pitch from Williams too far inside. It clips Clark, and the bases are now loaded with no outs as the Mariners are looking to put up a crooked number here in the top of the third as Josh Hill, who got a single in his first plate appearance, is going to be at bat number 8. We'll see what starting pitcher Dalton Williams can try to do to get out of this jam. He almost made it out of that jam in the second inning. He got a strikeout to get 2 outs, but was unable to get the leadoff hitter Cameron Najak out as he roped that 3 RBI double. But he's got more work to do here as this time the bases are loaded for the Mariners with no outs. So that first pitch was fouled off, and that was going to be a strike. No balls, 1 strike into Josh Hill. That one swung through for strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes to Josh Hill. As Dalton Williams is trying to get the first out of this third inning, one that he desperately needs now that the Mariners have loaded up the bases pass. Good rip there by number 8, Josh Hill, and that one's going to land in the outfield and plate at least 2. 2 RBI single for Josh Hill, and the Mariners take a 5-0 lead over the Braves. Travis Clark is going to advance from first to third on that single And the Mariners are going to have runners at the corners with no outs for Ethan Carnow, who walked in his first plate appearance. We have a shout-out coming in. Let's go Mariners from Zach. And another one, Ethan and Brandon Higgins, we are so proud of you from Mom and Dad. The Higgins brothers have done some damage today. Ethan doing a great job on the mound. And Brandon has equally done a good job on the plate. Still no outs here. Runners on. Second and third for the Mariners. It's 1-1 the count. 5-0 Mariners lead over the Braves. Ethan Carnow at the plate, and he swings through that first one, or that third pitch for strike 2. One ball, 2 strikes in the Ethan Carnow. And that one gets behind him. No runners are able to advance. That's going to make the count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. As he had to get out of the way of that pitch as it was coming right for him, and he had to step up. He walked in his first plate appearance, but he has a chance to bring home some more runs as the Mariners are putting it on the Braves early. We got the ball flying around the base passes. That ball got away from the catcher on the swinging third strike. Carnow able to take first on that dropped third strike. And on the throw down to first, the Mariners get the run home from third. Carnow able to advance to second on the poor throw. And Hill moves all the way around to third. So still no outs here in the top of the third, and 3 more runs have been plated by the Mariners. And we're going to have a pitching change as the Mariners are up 6-0 with runners on second and third. Braves pitcher, new pitcher, is going to be number 18, Raymond Groschek. See if he can start damage. That these Mariner bats have been able to put on so far. No runs in the first inning for the Mariners, but they plated 3 in the second with a 3 RBI double, and now they've plated 3 in the third. Still no outs, as the Braves are in desperate need of an out here in the first round of this Ozone playoff game between the Braves and the Mariners. It's been tough for them. They've struggled now in the field, but they're also struggling at the plate as Ethan Higgins has been pitching for the Mariners, and he's 2 innings and he has 6 strikeouts. Only faced 7 batters so far, almost faced the minimum, and already has 6 Ks. So at this point, it looks like if everything holds serve, it's going to be tough for the Braves to scratch some runs across, but we're only in the 3rd inning here, so long way to go. Number 6, Austin Reese in the batter's box now, facing the new pitcher, number 18, Raymond Groschek. Groschek's first 2 pitches are not over the plate. Ball 2. 2-0 the count into Reese. Reese walked in his first plate appearance. And watches that pitch, third pitch for a strike. 2 balls, 1 strike. Runners on second and third for the Mariners as they're looking to crack this game open. That ball catches the outside corner for strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. As Groschek is looking for the first out of the inning against Austin Reese. 2-2 pitch comes in. Reese makes contact with it. The Braves come home to the plate. And he's out
Play, Drew. Good play.
at the plate. Number 8, Josh Hill, gets gunned down as he was trying to head home from third. Austin Reese is going to reach first on a fielder's choice. Carr now moves to third, but that's the first out of the inning. No runs on that play by the Mariners, so they still hold their 6-0 lead with one out here in the top of the third as Reese takes off for second with no throw. We're back to second and third for the Mariners with Nicholas Cordero at the plate. He struck out in his first plate appearance. He's the bottom of the lineup. We're about to reset for Cameron Najak, who opened up the scoring with the 3 RBI double in the top of the second. Two balls, one strike to Cordero coming from Raymond Gorszczyk. One out here, top of the third. That one too far outside. Mariners look like they're going to score on the wild pitch, and they do. Ethan Carr now is from third on the pass ball. The runner from second moves up to third. Score now 7 for the Mariners, 0 for the Braves, 1 out top third. 2 balls, 1 strike. And that's strike 2. Full count. Nicholas Cordero trying not to strike out again. He struck out in his first plate appearance. 3-2. That one's too far outside for ball 4, and he's going to take his free base as he heads down to first. That's going to bring up Cameron Najak, who has that 3 RBI double to his name that he hit in the second. And he has a chance to pick up some more RBIs with a runner standing on third and a runner standing on first. 1 out, top 3, Mariners lead 7-0 over the Braves. Mariners are going to send Cordero, and he's going to make it to second on the steal. Cameron Najak at the plate, number 55. That pitch is too high for ball 1. 1-1 the count. Raymond Gorszczyk out there battling for the Braves, trying to get some outs and get these Braves hitters back into the dugout. Najak hits one to the first baseman, and he's able to pick it up, go step on first, but a run's going to come home from third. It's going to be the second out of the inning. As the Mariners runner from second, Cordero's going to move to third. But that run is going to count. So 8-0, Mariners lead over the Braves. As number 99, Brandon Higgins, comes up to bat, swings at the first pitch and hits it into right field. He's going to be on base with a single, and he's going to bring home the run to score from third. And that's going to make it 9-0. That's going to reset the lineup. The Mariners bat around in this inning as Mikey Rizzuto is going to have another at-bat in this third inning with 2 down. Two down for the Mariners as they bat around here. As Rizzuto's back up to bat with a runner on second. That's Brandon Higgins. Rizzuto has a chance to get an RBI. He chops one, gets jammed, and shoots it into right field. They're not going to send the runner from second. Higgins is only going to make it to third.
Andrew, call time.
And Rizzuto.
Call time. You need to redo your thing. Get it.
And Rizzuto is going to be on first with that single. Number 9, Ethan Higgins at the plate. 2 outs. Top of the third, Mariners leading the Braves 9-0. Runners at the corners. Raymond Groszczyk still on the mound for the Braves as he's trying to get the last out of this third inning. As the Mariners have plated 6 runs so far in this third. Mariners still threatening, though, as they have runners at the corners. Pitch comes in, stealing second. No throw is number 5, Mikey Rizzuto, able to take second without a throw. So second and third again for the Mariners in the top of the third. Two outs, top 3, one more out the Braves are looking for to get out of this inning as they've already given up 6. One and one the count. Pitch comes in, swung right underneath by Ethan Higgins. 1 ball, 2 strikes as he's trying to plate some more runs for him. He's been pitching a gem on the mound for the Mariners. 6 strikeouts in 2 innings. He makes contact with that one, hits it to the first baseman. It gets past him, rolls down the right field line. That's going to plate 2 more, a 2 RBI single for Higgins is going to make this score 11-0. Higgins is going to advance to second on the throw in from right field. That's another runner in scoring position for the Mariners as they try to keep going and keep batting around, as 8 runs now have come home in this top of the third. 11-0, the Mariners lead over the Braves. As Groszczyk is just looking for one more out to try to get back into the dugout. Travis Clark hit by pitch and walked in his first 2 plate appearances. Swings over that first one for strike 1. That one's too high for ball 1. 1-1 the count to Travis Clark. Have another shout out coming in. Have a good one, Ethan, from Dylan. Ethan is having a good game. He's 2 for 2 on the day. As checks the runner at second, but unable to get the out there, as Ethan Higgins is the one standing on second base. Still 2 outs, top 3 8 runs have been scratched across by the Mariners in this inning. And the Braves are just looking for one more out to get out of this third. Travis Clark up to bat. As the Mariners have already batted around in this inning so far. That one's too far outside for ball 2. 2-2 the count. Two balls, 2 strikes. Braves 1 strike away from ending this inning. But that one's fouled off by Travis Clark. Count stays at 2-2 after the foul by Clark. Pitcher wants a new ball. Raymond Groszczyk out there on the mound. Wasn't happy with it. Runner standing on second is Ethan Higgins after he hit an RBI single and advanced to second on the throw. 2-2 pitch fouled off again by Travis Clark. Braves 1 out away from ending this inning. Mariners have played at 8 in this inning alone. Looked like Mariners were about to send Ethan Higgins to third, but he turns around halfway to third, runs back to second. That pitch from Groszczyk was too high for ball 3. Count moves to full. Running on full count is Higgins. That one's shot into foul territory, almost ranging over to get it is Cameron Jung, but he can't get there in time. That one's going to land on the ground. Count will stay full to Travis Clark, who's fouled off multiple pitches in this at-bat. Full count pitch coming to Travis Clark. He makes contact with it, hits it into right field, and the right fielder comes down with that one. That's going to end the top of the third. Mariners score runs and bat around. We're headed to the bottom of the third. Mariners leading the Braves by a score of 11-0. You are listening to Ozone Playoff Baseball here on JockJive.com.
What makes Dixie Youth Baseball different? Well, one good rule is required participation. During the local season, every player on every team is required to play in every game, and all tournament players are required to bat at least once in every game. It's not a perfect rule, but it's much more than most youth baseball organizations do, and it allows each baseball player to be an active participant. Just being a part of each win or loss means so much to the child. They just want to belong, and Dixie Youth Baseball sees to it that they do by making this a regular rule. We think this is a step in the right direction, the child's direction. We invite your support and contributions to the Dixie Youth Scholarship Fund. Offering financial assistance to hundreds of former players was not accomplished easily. Funds for these scholarships came from many sources, including donations. We ask you to consider making a contribution and, by doing so, help more graduates from Dixie Youth Leagues to continue their education. All money collected for the Scholarship Fund is given for scholarships. No funds are kept for administrative purposes. If you would be interested in knowing more about the scholarship program, contact one of the officials at this tournament. They will provide information and explain what to do. On behalf of those who have received scholarships in the past years, may we express our appreciation for your support of the scholarship program. Thanks to you, it's working.
Welcome back to Dixie Baseball, everyone. We have Ozone Baseball here between the Mariners and the Braves. Mariners have played 11 runs through 3 innings so far. The Braves haven't even batted around yet. Number 8, Cameron Jung is going to lead off. Ethan Higgins, who's been pitching for the Mariners, has been dominant. He's faced 7 batters. He's struck out 6 of them, the only base runner so far for the Braves was Dalton Williams, who was hit by a pitch. So we'll see if that dominance can continue for Ethan Higgins with Cameron Jung, the 8th batter in this lineup, coming up to bat. His first plate appearance against Higgins today. Braves need to get something going as 3 runs across in the second for the Mariners, and now 8 runs across, and then 8 runs across in the third, and we sit at this 11-0 game. As Jung looks at the first 2 pitches. 1-1 the count. That one hits him right in the head, and that's going to be a hit by pitch, and Jung is going to be able to take his base. That's why we wear helmets. That one goes right off the head of Jung, and he's going to get the free bag. See if that can get something going for this Braves team. It's in desperate need of some runs. Brian Jones going to be up to bat now. Bane Jones going to be up to bat now. Number 2 for the Braves. His first at bat today. He's the last batter in this Braves lineup before we turn it back over to Andrew Ward. And that's a strike 2. Just peppering the strike zone right now is Ethan Higgins. And he throws another heater and swung right over top of that one is Brian Jones. And there's another strikeout for Ethan Higgins. That's his 7th strikeout of the day. Every out recorded by the Mariners so far has been on the strikeout. The only 2 base runners have both been hit by pitches. But the Braves finally put one in play. Number 4, Andrew Ward shoots one out into right field. Good contact. Able to come down with it. Then they throw it in and they get the runner trying to tag up from first. So that's going to be a 1-2-3 inning for this Mariners team. And we are going to be heading to the top of the 4th. With the Mariners coming back up to bat, leading the Braves 11-0. You are watching and listening to Playoff Ozone Baseball here on JockJive.com.
Sportsmanship is one of the goals of Dixie Youth Baseball. At times, we see good sportsmanship displayed by everyone, except for some adults. We feel that as adults, regardless of whether or not they're active in the program, they're supposed to set a good example. Everyone can do this as they sit in the stands cheering for their favorite team. Be a good example of sportsmanship. Yell for, not against a team. In this way, you can set a good example of sportsmanship. Fans are as much a part of the game as the umpires, so be a good fan by cheering for your team and not against the other. The Sportsmanship Award is one of the most coveted awards to be won at this Dixie Youth Baseball Tournament. Sportsmanship is playing hard to win, but realizing all cannot become winners. It is being a gracious loser and even more a gracious winner. Good sportsmanship involves such matters as fair play, keen rivalry, but careful observance of the rules, courtesy, and a generous attitude toward an opponent. To be considered for an award for sportsmanship, a team must, 1, demonstrate good conduct and positive attitude by all players and coaches, both on and off the field. Number 2, be prompt and participate in all scheduled activities throughout the tournament. 3, have fans that show good conduct and attitude toward umpires and opposing teams. And 4, be neat in appearance and dress of both team and coaches at all times. We ask all in attendance here at this Dixie Youth Tournament join the coaches and players in making these qualifications the rule of behavior while attending these tournament games. Let's make this year a wonderful year of fun and great memories.
Top of the 4th here. Ozone playoff baseball between the Mariners and the Braves. The Mariners have jumped out to an early 11-0 lead as we're heading into the top of the 4th. Back on the mound is going to be number 18, Raymond Groschek for the Braves. Leading off for the Mariners here in this 4th inning is going to be number 35, Travis Clark. Actually, it's not Travis Clark. Clark ended that last inning. The first batter in this inning is going to be number 8, Josh Hill. Count is 1-1 into Josh Hill. Good pitch there from Groschek for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Into Hill. That one's too far outside for ball 2. 2-2 the count. Into Hill. He's the first batter of this 4th inning for the Mariners. The Mariners played at 8 in that 3rd and 3 in the 2nd, and that's how we sit at 11-0. Two and 2 pitch. That one's strike 3. Josh Hill goes down looking for the first out. Of this 4th inning. The first strikeout recorded for Raymond Groschek. So he's trying to settle in now as that 3rd inning kind of got away from him. He came in the middle of the inning and just struggled to get some outs. As he throws a strike there to number 1, Ethan Carno, who walked in his first plate appearance in the 2nd, then struck out in the 3rd, but reached on a drop ball. 1 out, top 4, Mariners leading the Braves 11-0. Carno lays down the bunt. Good job getting off the mound by pitcher Raymond Groschek. He fires over to first for the 2nd out of the inning. And the Braves are trying to put together a quick inning. For the first time since the 1st inning, when they got the Mariners out on just 4 batters. Since then, almost the 2nd and 3rd inning, the Mariners nearly batted or batted around. That pitch in to number 6, Austin Reese, catches the outside corner for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike. Oh and 1. 1-1 the count to Reese. From Groschek. Strike 2. Groschek now painting the outside corner with some nice pitches as he's settled in more in this 4th inning. Trying to put up a 0 on the scoreboard. And that pitch gets away from him and hits the backstop. 2-2. The count now to Reese. That one, Reese tries to get out of the way of it, but that one goes right over the heart of the plate. First strike 3, and that's going to end the inning before we cut away. Got 2 shout-outs to get to. One from Zach. He says, "Keep it up, Mariners." The other one says, "Great job pitching, Ethan Higgins," from Mom. We'll probably see Ethan Higgins come out again to start the bottom of this 4th inning. The Mariners are leading the Braves by a score of 11-0. You are listening to Playoff Ozone Baseball here on JockJive.com.
Are you aware of the scholarship program available to participants in Dixie Youth Baseball? Hundreds of men and women have won scholarships and used them to help pay for their education after graduating from high school. 70 $2,000 scholarships were given away this year. To apply for a scholarship, you must be a senior in high school, complete the application, and mail it by March 1st to be considered for one of these awards. If you played Dixie Youth Baseball in past years and you will be a senior in high school next year, we encourage you to think about this opportunity. Many are glad they did. Are you aware of the scholarship program available to participants in Dixie Youth Baseball? Education after graduating from high school. 70 $2,000 scholarships were given away this year. To apply for a scholarship, you must be a senior in high school, complete the application, and mail it by March 1st to be considered for one of these awards. If you played Dixie Youth Baseball in past years and you will be a senior in high school next year, we encourage you to think about this opportunity. Many are glad they did. Dixie Youth Baseball is dedicated to building the youth within our community to become responsible citizens tomorrow. The real goal of the program is to teach fair play, honesty, and love of God and country. Those who play Dixie Youth Baseball are generally better for life as a result of the lessons they learn in how to meet and accept as members of a team and in the game of competition. Help us in the Dixie Youth program by offering your services as an here. Lend a hand to our youth. There's no greater calling.
Welcome back to Dixie Youth Playoff Baseball Ozone Edition, as the Braves are coming up to bat, trailing the Mariners 11-0. We have a new pitcher on the mound for the Mariners. It's going to be Brandon Higgins now. His brother Ethan Higgins dominant through those first 3 innings, nearly facing the minimum. And every out except for one that was recorded was a strikeout by Ethan. So we'll see if Brandon can deal much of the same to this Braves lineup. First batter is going to be Dalton Williams, number 6. He was hit by a pitch in his first plate appearance. He swings at the first pitch, hits a slow roller to third base. Going to be a close play at first, but they get him out at first, and that's a 1-pitch ground out for Dalton Williams, first out of the inning. One pitch, 1 out for Brandon Higgins, the new pitcher on the mound for the Mariners, trying to hold on to this 11-0 lead in the bottom of the 4th. First pitch too low for ball 1. Mariners have scored 11 by getting 8 runs in the 3rd and then 3 runs in the 2nd. Braves have been unable to get any runs across. They don't even have a hit yet today. Only 2 base runners, and both were by hit by pitch. That was from Ethan Higgins on the mound. Now his brother Brandon Higgins out there pitching. Next pitch comes in. That's a strike. 3 balls, 1 strike now to Brady McMurdo, number 3. McMurdo was a strikeout victim, much like many of his Braves counterparts in his first at-bat. That pitch count moves to full 3-2. Brandon looking for his first strikeout of this game. Full count pitch fouled off by Brady McMurdo. It will be hard for Brandon to match his brother Ethan, as Ethan picked up 7 strikeouts in that first in his time out there. As that full count pitch too low, Brady McMurdo is going to be on first with a walk. First walk given up by a Mariners pitcher today. That walk drawn by number 3, Brady McMurdo. Raymond Groschek, number 18, batting now for the Braves. He struck out in his first plate appearance in the first inning. 1 out, bottom of the 4th. Braves trying to chip away at this 11-run lead. Short fly ball right over the head of number 99, Brandon Higgins. But it goes right to the second baseman, and they're able to tag out McMurdo trying to make it to second. So that's going to be a fielder's choice for Check, and he's going to be on first. But 2 down now for Jacob Barnum. Barnum, like many others, struck out in his first plate appearance. The runner on first is Groschek. The batter at the plate is Barnum. 2 down. Brandon Higgins on the mound for the Mariners. Mariners holding on to this 11-0 lead. We're here in the bottom of the 4th. This is playoff baseball. Dixie Youth Baseball here at Spring Hill on a very warm Saturday afternoon. Three balls, no strikes to Jacob Barnum. That 3-0 pitch goes over the heart of the plate for strike 1. 3-1 the count now as Brandon Higgins tries to get back into this count. Barnum still ahead in the count, though, 3-1. That one's outside for ball 4. Barnum takes his base on the walk. This is the first time today that the Braves have had a runner in scoring position. But now a runner on first and second, and we're going to have a meeting at the mound with Brent Higgins. Trying to just calm him down a little bit, telling him he's got an 11-0 lead. He just throw strikes. That's all they need him to do. Just one more out till he can get out of this inning. They're trying to give him a plant location, it looks like, out on that mound. His coach poured a little bit of water on the mound, trying to help him with his release a little bit. Trying to get him to step forward instead of sideways and throw that pitch straight. He asked for a quick test pitch. The ump granted it to him, and now we're ready to play again. With number 1 for the Braves. Has a chance to bring home some runs for the Braves as they're being shut out so far in the bottom of the 4th, trailing 11-0. They just have to start slowly chipping away at this lead. put some zeros up on the scoreboard if they want to try to make a comeback. The runner on second is McMurdo. The runner on first is Barnum after they both reached on walks. One and one the count. Quick check. Let's say check number 18, Gross-check out at second. They're unable to catch him in any kind of rundown. 1-1 pitch comes in. Swung on, hit to the third baseman. It bounces over his glove and into the left fielder. But no Braves are able to get extra bases as that's the first hit of the day for the Braves. That comes from number 1, a.k.a. H. And that's going to load the bases for the Braves as they're trying to mount a comeback as Brett Jung, number 9, is going to be up to bat with 2 outs, bottom 4, bases loaded, his team trailing 11-0. That one almost hit him, but he's able to get out of the way of it. Almost plated the first run for the Braves, but he was able to get out of the way. Brett Jung, number 9, struck out in his first plate appearance in the second. Next pitch too far outside, 2 balls, no strikes. Two balls, no strikes to Jung as Brandon Higgins has fallen behind. Jung early in this at bat, but he comes back with a strike. The count is now 2-1. Two balls, 1 strike. Pitch coming into Brett Jung from Higgins. Now one touches the dirt for ball 3, 3-1 the count. Nowhere to put him. A walk would bring home the first run of the day for the Braves. Three and one pitch comes in right over the heart of the plate and fouled off by Brett Jung. Count is now full. A strike will end this inning. A ball will plate a run for the Braves and keep the rally alive. A foul and we'll reset. 3-2 the count to Braves hitter Brett Jung. To pitch it, Mariners pitcher Brandon Higgins. Jung makes contact with it, popped up to the first baseman, brought down by the first baseman of the Mariners. The Braves' threat does not come to pass. They strand 3. We're headed to the top of the 5th. We're not headed to the top of the 5th. That's going to end the game after 4. Mariners defeat the Braves 11-0. I thank you for listening. My name's Anthony Crum. Mariners defeat the Braves by a tally of 11-0. This was Dixie Youth Baseball Ozone playoffs. Mariners defeat the Braves 11-0.
The official sports web streaming provider of Dixie Youth Baseball is JockJive.com. Now, you don't have to miss the big game, whether in another part of the state or another part of the world. Catch Dixie Youth Baseball on JockJive.com, and when the game is over, the joy of listening and watching the coverage has just begun, because every game broadcast by JockJive is now archived at its conclusion. Plus,